Kevin Iole.
Congratulations to the champion. Dan, I was wondering if, and right in front of you.
Oh.
I wonder if you can comment on, obviously, you got the cloud hanging over your head of Jon Jones, and you addressed it a little bit in the cage right there. But, you know.
Hey, guys, keep it down a little bit. Champion speaking. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, keep it down. Kevin?
But just can you talk about, do you feel like the champion, you just lost to Jon, or do you feel like you still need, have something to prove before you're the actual, the guy?
Kevin, you see what's sitting right there?
I do.
That's a gold belt. That thing's reserved for the UFC champion. I didn't disqualify myself from competition. Jon did. Jon's a pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world. We all know that. But he disqualified himself from this competition right now. So I am the champion. I'm very proud of what I accomplished tonight. I fought a very tough guy that deserved to be there. If anything, I think what tonight showed is that if Jon Jones can get his stuff together, I mean, how special is he? That I just beat the guy that people thought that he could beat, and he just beat me. So, I mean, we can't take this guy for granted. He's a special talent, but he has to... It's not about just being a champion inside of the ring. You have to be a champion in all facets of life. And it's unfortunate, but I believe that he'll get himself together, and then him and I will fight again. I said that I'm the kid at the wrestling tournament that's always in your bracket. The wrestling tournament is not one tournament. It's over the course of a year. So maybe Jon beat me in a dual meet or the regional tournament, but there's still a state tournament and a national tournament. So there's plenty of times for him and I to compete against each other.
And do you feel like you raised your game tonight? I mean, obviously, Anthony hit you with the right hand right at the beginning, and I think it looked like it might be over for you before it started. But do you feel like from what you did in January till now that you actually raised your game?
You know, man, I think I was actually more committed to what I do good. I was talking to Rashad Evans, and I remember when I watched Rashad fight Jones back in Atlanta in 2012, he abandoned his wrestling. But it's because sometimes you can actually hit Jones. So you feel like, I'm just going to keep hitting him. And you abandon what you do best. But at the same time that you're hitting him, he's hitting you 3, 4, 5 times for every one that you actually land. So you abandon your wrestling. I think tonight I was more focused on wrestling and just really doing what got me to the show. I'm a grinder. I'm a guy that will take you down, make you carry my weight as you're getting up. I'll continue to hit you. I'll continue to press you, push you against the side of the cage until eventually something will present itself, and that's what happened tonight. I mean, Anthony did a phenomenal job early of defending himself on the bottom. But as the round went on and he started to get a little tireder, the opportunities started to present themselves, and that's when I started to get off the elbows and eventually the choke.
Two quick questions, and one, if you can just comment on how buzzed you were when he hit you with the right hand at the beginning, and then secondly, more like it was hard to not think of this since it was just a couple weeks since Mayweather fought in that ring in this arena, and he kind of took the defensive approach, and it's like you didn't go the exciting way, you took the grind it out kind of approach, and is it as satisfying as if you had stood in front of the hardest hitter in the UFC and slugged it out with him?
If I would have stood in front of Anthony, this thing would be sitting on the opposite side of this press conference right now. He hit me so hard, and I was like, man, not only does this guy hit hard, he's very fast. So when he hit me, I fell, and I turned around, and behind me, I saw him coming chasing me. I was like, holy shit, he's coming after me. So I tried to grab him, but then he just started punching me again. And then eventually I was able to grab him and kind of get my head back about me. I wasn't like completely out, but I was like, I did get stunned. That's the first time I've ever been knocked down in practice, competition, anything. I fell. In the moment I rolled, because I'm kind of chubby, so you roll when you fall. I looked behind me, and there was Anthony. He was like coming, and I was like, holy cow, he's right behind me.
I hope that's your game plan next time, bro. Please.
What?
Just stand there.
Hell no, I ain't standing in front of you. Are you crazy?
I can't lie. He wrestled the hell out of me tonight, so I wasn't trying to take your limelight right now, bro.
He hit me one time, and look at my face. He hit me on the side of the face one time. I was like, holy cow. He kicked me in the face a couple times, too. It sucked.
Yeah, your head hurt my foot.
Daniel, I think you did a great job of explaining why you believe you deserve to be called the real champion. But I'm curious about your decision that the only post-fight statement you made in the cage was to talk about Jon Jones. Did you consider the fact that maybe you're giving your critics ammunition to say, this guy's not the real champ?
No, because at the end of the day, I mean, you guys, I've been doing this for 5 years, and you guys know that competition drives me. I sat here 5 months ago crying in front of each and every one of you because that guy beat me. So I would love to compete against him. But he's going to be away for a while, so we got to shift our focus. There's somebody else that needs his ass kicked too. I think he's around here. That's Ryan Bader's ass, and I'm going to beat the shit out of him next time. You keep talking, Bader. Keep talking, Bader. Keep talking. Keep talking. This guy's so disrespectful. I'm trying to fight Anthony Johnson, and Ryan Bader's writing me stupid messages on Twitter because he wants the people to think that he deserves a title shot. Come on, Ryan. You can come and fight me. You just can get your ass kicked like you were going to do in June. Okay? I didn't get out of any fights. Ryan, I didn't get out of any fights. Not once did I say I didn't want to fight Ryan Bader. I asked him to fight you because I just want an easy paycheck. I knew that I wanted to fight you. I asked to fight you multiple times, Bader. Bader, come on. I asked to fight you. They said, Daniel, what do you want? I said, I want the easiest fight in the division. I want Ryan Bader. I want the easiest fight in the division. I want Ryan Bader. Just give me my paychecks right now, Bader. Get your ass out of here. This is my press conference. Fuck out of here.
Man. Any questions for Rumble? Any questions for AJ now? I'm here.
I was about to get to Rumble. I was
Thanks,
glad
Rumble.
we had that moment. Rumble,
You said before the fight that, to really get into this, you had to let go of the obsession of being a champion. You had the conversation with your coach, John Smith. How much did that play into the actual fight? Once you got in there, you heard them announcing your name, you knew it was on the line. I mean, did any of that old feeling come back to you, or were you able to really let it go?
I was able to let it go. I'm bothered right now a little bit, but yeah, I was able to let it go. I think I had this weird calm before this competition because it was a competition. It wasn't a fight. Obviously, we're fighting inside of an octagon, but it was a competition. I was going to compete tonight against Anthony Johnson, someone I respect, someone I like. It wasn't me going to try and fight him. I got to try to keep my emotions in check. A lot of times, was that? Yeah, a lot of times I get so caught up, and it's like with me, it's like what you see is what you get. Like, this is me. So if I'm joking, I'm joking. If I'm upset, I'm upset. If I'm sad, I'm sad. You'll get exactly that. And I was so tied to that last fight that it did me no good. So to go out and compete against a guy like Anthony, someone I respect tremendously, for doing all the things that he's done, I've said time and time again that this guy has picked himself up in the face of adversity so many times. I have to respect him not only for what he's done inside of the octagon, but what he's done outside of the octagon. And it felt good to compete against that guy. So yeah, it helped me. But again, it was like when I talked to Jon, it was like I was a 19-year-old kid again getting recruited by the greatest American wrestler of all time. And I said, if Coach Smith can tell me that I need to let things go and just be okay, I got to let things go and just be okay. So when Anthony knocked me down in the first round, I didn't freak out. I didn't panic. I said, let's get back to the game. I give Cain Velasquez a ton of credit. But if you remember the third fight with Junior Dos Santos, 10 seconds in, he got hit with a left hook and he was hurt very bad. And he just grabbed him, got his composure, and ended up beating him in a 5-round, submission, I guess. But it's like, you have to stay the course. You have to believe in yourself. And even if it didn't work out, be fine whatever the result is.
You've obviously traveled a lot of roads to get here. The Olympics, everything that happened there. We've talked, numerous times about finally getting that gold. Now that it's sitting in front of you, can you kind of materialize into words like what this moment means to you after everything you've been through?
Man, it's I didn't win the Olympics. I didn't win the NCAA tournament. I didn't win a lot of things. But I won the Strikeforce Championship, and I won this championship. So this will be my last athletics thing that I'll do in my life. And when I put my resume in mixed martial arts, I'm fine now. I won the 2 biggest organizations in the world's championships. So if I was to walk away, I'll walk away. I'm not going anywhere yet because Bader got an ass whipping coming. But after I kick Bader's ass, if you want to walk away, if you're fine, but it's good. we started, man, like we had nothing. Selena and I had nothing. She's been with me since I had one fight. And one time we had our son, young baby. I was in Strike Force, and I would barely fight. And Selena and I had a 700 square foot apartment in San Jose, California, 1 bedroom, and we had no money. And my family has no money down in Louisiana. And I was so desperate because we had no gas, we had nothing. We were on welfare. We called my parents, and they don't have much, but my mom, my dad, my brothers, and my sister, they pooled together whatever they had, and they had $575, and they sent it to Selena and I, and it allowed us to actually get through the month until my next sponsorship check from Cage Fighter came, who they sponsored me my entire career up until tonight. And she just stayed there, and she always supported me, and she just always believed in me, and even when I didn't know this day would come, she did. So it's like great to actually give this championship to my parents and to give it to my fiance, because now we're fine. You know, we're okay now.
The interesting thing with this fight is that you were talked about, all the emotion that you had going into Jon and all the loss, that you didn't get with the Olympics. And I know you just talked about the feeling in that. But is Jon Jones going to be a figure that kind of looms over you? Will you rest until you have a chance to fight him again?
I mean, as I said leading into this fight, like we're so tied together, Jon and I. And I don't think that's going to change until we fight again. Like, even if like he beat me last time, but it's like, even in that, you don't stop believing in yourself. I still think that I can beat him. I mean, I believe I can beat him, and I would love to compete against him again. He's the best guy. So we're tied together, man, and I don't think we're ever going to be apart until I retire from the sport. So there's going to be a few. Cain Velasquez and Junior Dos Santos are tied together. Frankie Edgar and Gray Maynard are tied together. That's just the way it is. And you know what? I think that's what's going to happen with Jon and I. Because think about it. I mean, Anthony's been phenomenal, and I beat him. So it's like look at what he did to Gustafsson. So there's a clear, at the top, there's a clear 2 guys at the top of this division. So, even if we were to fight and he somehow won again, I would just beat everybody else and we'd end up fighting again.
But how long can you wait for him?
I'm not waiting for him. I'm going to defend this title. I'm 36 years old.
Yeah.
What do you mean, wait?
Well, you know what I mean. If he's out for a while, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's him. That's not my issue. Like, he put himself in the situation. He has to deal with those issues. And you know what, man? If Jon actually comes back and does things the correct way, he's going to be even more scary than he was before. Because now he's got everything in order, not just his life inside the gym and inside of the octagon. He's going to be even scarier than before.
And lastly, how should Kenny and I address you at work now?
You know what? You guys should definitely address me as champ. I don't want you to call champ Cormier. Don't say Daniel.
Okay.
Don't say Daniel ever again. And this thing will be at UFC Tonight every week. Guys, get used to seeing it. I will make sure it's always polished. Yeah. I'm so happy, guys. I'm sorry.
You deserve it.
I mean, come on, seriously. Like, I seriously won this thing. So I'm going to put it up in my TV room. Like, I seriously won. I won. That's crazy.
Congrats, DC.
Thank you.
Last question, Rick.